Hello everyone, welcome to this video slash stream, and today we're going to be flying from Sylhet, which is a small city in Bangladesh, or a big city in Bangladesh, to the capital of Bangladesh, Dhaka, using the FlyByWire A320. So we're going to be doing from cold and dark, and hopefully to cold and dark, and I'm expecting to do maybe a second leg as well, but we'll see how it goes depending on that. But anyways, welcome to the stream and video, and I hope you'll enjoy it. So let's get started. Well, first thing first, let's get our flight details from sim brief using the flypad. So we're going to import from flypad, and we have all the details. Next thing, we will go to our OFP and look at the fuel. Block fuel is 9,347 pounds. Okay, the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to go up and turn on our external power, both the batteries, our nav system, so ADDONS 1, 2 and 3 goes on, our oxygen supply to crew, and the lights. The first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to turn on the nav lights. We'll turn on seat belt, no smoking sign, and arm the emergency exit lights. I think that should be fine for now. Anyways, I'm back, and the next thing that we're gonna do is before we do that, we will turn on all the lights for our panels. Okay, our ECAM lights, and also help our co-pilot with his lighting or her lighting. And for ATC purposes, guys, I am going to be using Pilot to ATC, another add-on. We're good with this. Now let's get back to our flypad. First, we're gonna get passengers, baggage, catering, and for the fuel, we're gonna do it ourselves. So for fuel, we need 9,347 pounds, and we'll put here 9,347 and quick refuel. Done. The next thing that we have to do is basically set our flight on the MCDU. So let's get started with this. The first thing will be getting our weight balances, aka the passengers, in. So we'll send a request. We are flying 132 passengers today, so let's start boarding. The next thing is go to initialization and init request. So we have all flight number and everything, the data that we need. We're going to clear the messages, and next is the flight plan. So there are already, I can see some discontinuities, but before we do the flight planning, let's connect our Pilot to ATC. So let's get started with that. Okay, so we are tuned to tower. We can request our flight details. First, let's copy the IFR. So I think there are some config issues here. I'll quickly set that. Okay, now it should work, so let's get started. It's still not working. Wow. Enable. Okay, good. Now it should work. Sorry about that. So let's get started. Zulu Alpha 907 ready to copy IFR. Let's see what runways we get.
Zulu Alpha 907 is cleared to Victor Golf Hotel Sierra as filed. Expect departure runway 29. Climb and maintain 4,000 feet. Expect higher clearances 2 minutes after departure. Squawk 5666.
Zulu Alpha 907 is cleared to Victor Golf Hotel Sierra as filed. Climb and maintain 4,000 feet. Expect higher clearances 2 minutes after departure. Squawk 5666.
Zulu Alpha 907 read back correct.
Okay, now that
Altimeter
that is done,
2988 let us know when you're ready to taxi.
Altimeter 2988 Zulu Alpha 907.
Okay, a lot of information, we got that. So our initial climb is to 4,000 feet, and then we will be cleared later, but for now we have our altimeter, we have our squawk code in, so let's get back to our flight planning. And also I'll quickly take care of something here, or else the audio is gonna be just way too much. Engine announcements, so we're gonna turn off the announcement for now, and that should be good. Now going back, we received runway 29, so first let's start with our departure. So we're gonna choose runway 29, no SIDS today, flight discontinuity, we're gonna clear that. And also we're gonna clear this waypoint because we don't really need to fly over the airport. Another discontinuity, we'll clear that. And another, okay, so for the destination we are expecting ILS to runway 14, so we'll select that for now. We'll see what our ATC gives us, but no star once again. So one more time we'll go over the flight plan, and everything looks good. Okay, we're done with the flight plan here. We'll go back to initialization. We know all of our passengers are in, so we're gonna get our zero fuel weight, our block fuel, which will be, let's go up here, 09.3. So let's put that 09.3. Nope, let's try this 93.4. Not really sure what to do here. Just 9.3. Okay, 9.3 here. We get our data over here. And now the last thing that we need to do is performance. So for flex, we're not going to set up flex temperature actually. So first thing, flaps, we'll be doing flaps 1. We have our transition altitude here, so we can get our V speeds. 127, V1, V2 is 128, and VR is 128, and for V2 132 we're going to add 10 knots to that, and we are done with our flight planning. The next stage is to go upstairs, turn our APU master, APU start, and all the fuel tanks. Let's get back to our fly pad, hoping that all boarding is done and everything is done. Yeah, we're good here. We'll remove the whatever you call that, jetway. We should have all the data correct over here. Okay, we have everything set up. APU is turning on, and we will ask for pushback and engine start request to tower. Zulu Alpha 97 request pushback and engine start.
Zulu Alpha 97 pushback and engine start approved.
Pushback and engine start approved, Zulu Alpha 97.
Okay, now that we have our pushback and engine start approved, we will turn on our beacon light. Very important to let everyone know that we are about to get started. Next thing, is there anything else over here? Nothing. Let's quickly check what's our progress on APU. APU is available, so we're gonna turn on APU bleed, and then our external power will go off, and we'll request pushback. So let's get a better camera view. This should be good, so let's get started with our pushback.
Cockpit to ground.
This is ground. Stand by.
Pushback is the one where we have to really be waiting a lot for it.
Okay, sir. The bypass pin is installed. All doors and hatches closed, and all ground equipment is removed.
The parking brakes are set. You may lift.
Parking brake set. Lifting the aircraft.
Okay, weird. But yeah, there you go. The outside view.
Standing by for pushback.
Let's
Cockpit
go.
to ground.
Go ahead.
We are cleared for start and push. Parking brakes set.
Okay, cleared for push start. Please release parking brake.
Parking brakes.
Parking
released.
brakes are released.
Commencing pushback. You can start the engines in sequence.
It will start in the
Let's
sequence.
Start our first engine. So there you go. We'll get it a little bit slower. And we'll be turning on our left, so facing right. And we'll do it in just a bit. And anyone who is watching the stream, thank you for watching the stream, and I will be posting this once the stream is done. So anyone who's watching this video, thank you for watching the video. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, which is Zulu Alpha 907, as well as Instagram with the same name. Just looking at my pilot to ADC window to know exactly when to turn. But yeah, I recently started playing this game, and I'm just in love with this. I love this freeware aircraft, which is honestly of a quality that even pavers don't give you. Look at that beauty. And about right now we're gonna do the turn. We'll also request for taxi clearance. Zulu Alpha 907 request taxi to runway 29.
Zulu Alpha 907 taxi to runway 29.
Okay.
Taxi to runway 29 Zulu Alpha 907.
So there are no taxiways really in this airport. It's super small, so we'll just have to backtrack on the runway. I think that should be good. We have our first engine available, so the second one turns on now. And we are good.
Okay,
Right,
pushback completed. Please set your parking brake.
and the parking brake
Parking
set.
brake set.
And now we can just do, okay, we'll just lock our door. Spoilers retract, flap comes to 1. We'll turn on our radar system, and PWS goes to auto. Everything looks good here. We'll go upstairs. We'll turn on our strobe to auto. Our nose light goes to taxi, and we'll wait for this. But yeah, let's see if our engine is almost ready. We'll set our parking brake, auto brake to max for takeoff. And once the engine started, we'll go to toga configuration. Engine 1 is almost ready. Yes, it is ready. So we'll go upstairs, turn off our APU bleed and APU. Okay, what else? Everything looks good here. I keep checking everything, and now we'll go to toga configuration, and everything seems normal. We'll just let our cabin know. Okay, so we are ready for taxi then. Parking brake goes off. We'll get our throttle just a little bit off, and we are ready to taxi. Okay, I think that we have a issue, and this is recently happening, so this tug doesn't leave. So we'll have to just go over here, stop, push back again, parking brake goes. There you go, now it's gonna leave. That's why the plane was just dragging to the left. It's really funny. But once again, parking brake goes off, and we are ready to move. I think midway I'll have to cut my feed and audio, and you guys can just watch the gameplay, because I have a situation that I have to attend to, but I can still play game. I have to be on a call, but I can still continue the game though. What a beautiful morning in Bangladesh here in Sylhet, and loving the graphics provided by both FlyByWire as well as obviously Ashoka Studios for this beautiful game.
Zulu Alpha 907 advise when ready for departure.
Wilco Zulu Alpha 907.
The ATC controller just told us that once we're ready to departure, we should let him know. So we're just gonna make a 180-degree turn up front. Our TCAS has to be on TARA before takeoff, that's one thing, and also our landing lights will go on. Even though it's morning, it's good practice to just leave the landing lights on. I'm not really sure if it's a requirement everywhere, I don't know, but we'll see. Well. I think we are ready for takeoff. We'll just straighten our plane. And yes, right here. So we'll apply our brakes. Parking brake comes on. We will go to here. TCAS all, TARA. Everything looks fine here. What is remaining? I think the lights are up. So we'll go on, take off. We don't need this, so I'm just gonna leave it off for now. Everything else looks good, and we are ready to take off. So parking brake comes off, manual brakes on. We're gonna put it N1 once it's 50, that's when this comes off, and tow down. We'll wait for 80 knots, and then we'll release the pressure on the stick and try to maintain the center line. 80 knots, release the pressure, and we're going to be 1, and rotate. Positive rate of climb, gear up. Brakes disarmed and flaps up. So now we're going to just turn on our left. Slight turn to the left side. We'll watch our PFD to put our throttle back to climb. And right now it's on climb. And our autopilot can go on. So that was it for the takeoff. I hope you enjoyed it. I certainly did, but that's it for the takeoff, and now we will wait and follow the instruction from the ATC. So we reached 4,000 feet fairly quickly. You know what I just did? I just did a big mistake. I forgot to ask for takeoff. Let's try that. Zulu Alpha 907 ready to take off, runway 29. That was just so funny. I did not ask for takeoff clearance. So I guess we'll have to just follow our own rule. We are going to go to 1,400 feet right now, which is our cruising altitude. My mistake, guys. I completely forgot to do that. And our QNH comes to standard. I guess we'll have to fly this without ATC because of our dumb mistake. Wow. Let's see if we can fix this ATC. It is not going to be fixed at all. Let's try to contact Dhaka Center. Let's see what they say. So Dhaka Center, Zulu Alpha 907 climbing to flight level 140.
Zulu Alpha 907, good morning.
Okay.
Radar contact.
We got some radar contact there, and this should be fine. Shouldn't be a problem going further. And while we are at it, we know that it is a very short flight, so we are going to start putting our destination information, performance, next phase. Okay, so these these information right over here. We need the QNH, temperature, wind, and barometric pressure. So for these, we'll go to our fly pad. So for QNH, it is 290.85. So we will just put that while we're at it. Let's just turn off our landing lights. I know we're not at 10,000 yet, but we'll try that. I mean, hopefully no one catches us. So that goes up. Everything looks good here. Let's get here. Okay, 290.85. 290.85. Temperature is 22 degrees Celsius. So 22. What else? Wind direction is 0/0. I'm not sure if the weather is working or something, but it says whatever it says, and we'll put it there. Next, the barometric pressure is for the runway. Now we are expecting ILS runway 14, so we'll go back to our charts. VGHS. Yep, we'll go here. Approach plate. ILS runway 14. And barometric pressure. Where is it? DH refer to minimums. Okay. ILS, so 230. So we're gonna just put 230 here. And that is our destination data. We have all the numbers that we need. Next thing we're going to do is give a flight plan. And now we have to do our descent management. That is very important, and for that I use a website. I will have the link in the description. Let me just bring my iPad out and we can do it on that off screen for now. I'll figure that out to do on screen, but for now we'll do it off screen. Let's put descent calculator. So we're going to be at 40,000 feet. Local to capture the glide slope, we have to be at what? 2,000, I'm guessing. Yeah, so 2,000 feet. That will be our target altitude, and our speed will be. Let's just confirm. So right now our speed is 14,000 feet. So we are already at cruising altitude. Now before we calculate anything else, let's just give our passengers some room. We can go in auto. That's great. So currently our cruising speed is 372 knots, and the speed that we want to be at is, let's say, 180 knots. So it seems like our descent will start 58 nautical miles from the point where we want to be at. So let's go back to our flight plan and we'll see. So we want to be at the point of DA. We want to be at 2,000 feet, or actually CI 14. So we'll go to progress page, we'll type in CI 14, we'll put it over here, the closest one, which is 75 nautical miles. So right now we are 74.5 nautical miles away, but by the time we get there, so once we are around 60 nautical miles, or yeah, 60, or I would say 70, so we'll pretty soon start our descent. This is going to be a very short flight, by the way, but once we are at 70 to like 68 nautical miles away, we are going to start our descent. We'll start first open descent, and then we will manage our speed and all that. So pretty soon we are going to be starting our descent here. Let's just get some outside view and enjoy it a little bit. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Okay, so let's get back to our MCDU and 69 nautical miles. So once, I think about right now is when I would start. So I'm going to put it to 2,000, and I'll ask ATC as well. Zulu Alpha 97 request descent to 2,000 feet.
Zulu Alpha 97 negative. Your requested altitude is below the minimum for your route. Descend and maintain 4,000 feet.
I guess
Descend and maintain 4,000 feet, Zulu
feet.
Alpha 97.
So we will get to 4,000 feet, and then we can easily get back to 2,000 feet before we hit the waypoint. So our throttle is going to go idle, and we're going to start descending here. Let me quickly quickly check is there anything that we need to do. No, everything looks good. We'll just put the engine to so let's go back here. Why isn't the switch working? Yeah, there we go. But yeah, pretty soon we are going to be starting our descent. Yes, this is going to be a super short flight, and I'm hoping that I don't have to get away from the screen, but also it seems that I will have to. Everything looks good here. We still didn't start our descent. Let's check our MCDU. We're 16 miles. Yeah, about right now we should be starting. And to help it, I might actually apply some speed brake. So let's get back here. Give it some speed brake, and that should start us descending pretty quick. For some reason we are not starting our descent. We are descending, but at a very, very slow rate. Not really sure why is that. Yeah, that is not going to do. So we are going to do it manually at about 1400 feet. We will start from 1400 and just leave it at that. Okay, and we should start diving right now. Man, why is this not descending? Why does this always happen during streaming? Oh my god, my autopilot was off. Wow. That's crazy. I don't know when this happened, but it happened. So I guess it would be an open descent once again. Yeah, we started our descent very, very late. By the time I figured out that my autopilot was off, it was too late, I guess. But hoping that we can land pretty normally. It's a hope. Not really sure. I'll put it to 2000. ATC will understand our struggles. If you're watching the stream, thank you for watching the stream, and if you're watching the video, thank you for watching the video, which will be posted right after this stream is done. I started streaming yesterday and had to figure out a lot of stuff because I have never streamed before, but it just seems fun because it gives you the sense that you are really connected to someone instead of just sitting in front of the screen and just playing the game. And if you guys do have any questions, you can drop it on the chat or you can comment down and I will make sure to reply to you guys. This was a very fast flight because I'm just on a time crunch right now. We'll try to get done with this, and I'm not sure if I will do a stream again tonight. Hopefully I can. Hopefully I do find a time. But if not, then definitely tomorrow around this time or maybe earlier, I will try to do another stream, and there I will take more time explaining to you all the different phases of the flight and what I do to fix it. This should be, the plane should be flying on the flight path. I don't know why a lot of different things just got messed up on the plane after the autopilot was turned off. My autopilot panel is not connected. The Logitech multi-panel is not connected, so that shouldn't have done anything. I think it's the update of the plane as well, somewhat. But we are approaching our top of descent on the ATC panel as well. We should descend pretty quick. Yeah, shouldn't be a problem for landing. Well, and right now I am going to turn off my video feed. I'll still have the audio going on, and later I might turn on the audio as well. And yeah, I hope you guys can be watching this video, and thank you for watching this video. So we are approaching 2000 pretty quick. Let's look at our MCDU, and we're still 27 nautical miles away, so we actually end up descending very quick. But that's not a problem. We can fly at 2000 feet, shouldn't be a problem, and we will be landing pretty soon. Not really sure why autopilot keeps turning off. Wow, that's a problem now.
2,500.
I'm not really sure why the autopilot keeps on turning off for some odd reason. We'll try to slow down a little bit, so we'll get to about 240 knots. Our plane is already in landing configuration, as you can see, so we'll slowly start applying those configs. We are still a little bit further away from the airport, so, and the ATC is still acting up. But what we are going to do is we're going to tune into approach, and we'll see what's up. Dhaka approach Zulu Alpha 97 at 2,000 feet.
Zulu Alpha 97 contact tower on 122.5.
Contact tower on 122.5 Zulu Alpha 97.
Zulu Alpha 9.
Expecting the ILS approach to runway 1 tower Zulu Alpha 97 at 2,000 feet.
Zulu Alpha 97 good morning. Squawk 1200.
We got our squawk changed. Wow. 1200. Is that a VFR or something? Okay, once again, that autopilot issue. Slow down just a tad bit more as we are approaching very close to the airport. By the time we get to our localizer point, I really want to just have my airplane at 170 knots speed. So I might go 220 and we'll quickly go to our MCDU and check our RADNAV page, and this is the ILS frequency for runway 14. Just to confirm, let's get back here, and 109.5 IDA and 109.50 IDA. Nice. We'll go to progress page, 11 nautical miles away. We are not too far away and we will be landing pretty shortly. So right now we're getting on the purple line. If you look at the PFD area, I forgot what you call this one, but I'll just call it GPS. So once we hit the purple, we'll start decelerating. So let's get a little bit more close here. Start from now, so we're gonna get to about 290, and we will also start. We will get our first flaps down in just a bit. First flaps goes down. We forgot to do one important thing, is active approach, confirm. We have the speeds. So first flaps goes down. I will just arm our, actually I'll put our auto brakes to medium. I will arm our speed brakes. Cabin, one time, cabin check. I've turned up the announcement, and if I didn't, then there would be an announcement. Also, I forgot this. A lot of things I've been forgetting. Lights, we don't really need these lights, but still, we'll just turn on that. Everything else is good. I'll just start on my APU here. Okay, seems like it came out. Okay, there we go. This update on the FlyByWire is a little bit fidgety, in my opinion. And right about this turn, we're gonna go to about 170 knots. We'll turn on our landing system on. Flight director was off for some reason. A lot of stuff off. And we'll get our localizer on. We'll decrease our speed even further, putting our second flaps down. And also our third flaps goes down. speed at 150 knots. Once we are lined up, we will get our landing gear down as well. And at this point, I would also turn on the approach mode to capture the glide slope for landing. And once we're straightened and lined up, I should put my landing gear down. Landing gear goes down as we slowly start to descend towards our runway. Everyone who has been watching the stream and is watching the video later, thank you very much. I hope you guys subscribe. I have a YouTube channel as well with the same name, Zulu Alpha 907, and an Instagram account. Make sure to follow, subscribe, and you can send me messages, ask me questions or anything like that. Also for landing, let's get to, it was 129 I think final approach speed. Just confirm the MCDU. Yes, well 130. That final approach speed up, and we're going to be landing at 125 knots. Monkey Whisper, yes it does, but you can kind of, it honestly looks a lot to begin with, like if you're watching it for the first time. Okay, I don't know what happened there with the weather, but yeah, as I was saying, at first it might look there are a lot of steps and everything, but honestly once you fly it for like 2 or 3 times, that's it, you kind of get used to it. The weather just suddenly went kaboom.
1,000.
Yes, it does seem like a lot of steps, but I am planning to create videos where I go through each and every single step, so I hope it's gonna be easier for you then. And there are a lot of other videos on YouTube that you can follow. I personally thought that, you know, it's a lot, will I be able to do all these steps? But once you start going through them, it just becomes a habit. It's just like driving a car. You put in the key, you turn on the ignition and all that. A little bit more complicated, but it's fun. At the end of the day, you're going to be very happy once you have landed and once you've gone through all the steps. So I highly recommend you go through their website, FlyByWire website, watch a lot of YouTube videos. Just invest like 2 days and you should be perfectly fine to
400
to fly this. It's not as complicated as it looks. And I really hope
300
you end up learning it, because the satisfaction that you get once you're ready to fly this plane, oh man, I can't
minimum
explain.
200
Okay, we are coming down. I'll turn off the autopilot
100
and flying the last few feet.
50
Okay, we're up.
40 30 20 retard 10 5
There you go, we're landed. I'm gonna turn on the reverse thrust. Slow down, just maintaining the central line. And there you go. That was our landing. So engine back to normal. Brakes back to manual braking. And that was it. I'm gonna pull up all the flaps. Our speed brakes disarmed, and we're gonna make a hard turn right over here to get back to our gates. Actually, we don't need to. There is another taxiway up front. Thank you. I think this is the first time that I lined up pretty good when there was winds. But yes, I really recommend you start learning this plane. It is just so fun to fly. I was so scared. I was really scared before I started flying this. I was like, oh my god, there are like so many things I have to do. Will I remember? And I still make mistakes. If you watched earlier in the stream, I still made so many mistakes. And the reason why I love flying this even after making so many mistakes is that those mistakes are the things that really helps me remember what steps to do in the next flight. Those mistakes are very crucial for me, and I really enjoy making all those mistakes, because once I make the mistake, I will know next time what to do or how to avoid it. For the first few flights, I literally couldn't land in first go. I had to keep on going around the airport and then land. We're going to be taking a left turn here to go to our gate. The ATC thing really messed up, and that was also one of my other mistakes, and that was because I forgot to ask for takeoff clearance. That's why there was no one to guide us. But if you follow the flight plan on MCDU, and if you follow the guide on descent planning, that is very important. To be able to capture the glide slope for an ILS landing, you will have to make sure that you are at the correct altitude to capture the glide slope. That's going to bring you down all the way to runway. That is one of the most important things. Also, there is a really nice application. I will have the link in the description, and next time I'll try to make those pop-ups. Honestly, this is literally me streaming for the second time with my mic working. But yeah, next time I'll try to figure out some way to bring the window through which I do my descent planning, where you input your cruising speed and you input the speed that you want to be at right before capturing the glide slope, and it tells you exactly how many feet per minute you have to descend in order to make it to that altitude to capture the glide slope. That really helps a lot as well. And thank you so much for watching the stream. You can DM me on Instagram. My username is ZuluAlpha907. And if you have any questions, I will be glad to help you out with that. And also I could forward you some guides that initially helped me learn this plane better. I can see a gate empty right there. We'll just take a turn up front here. Yeah. Oh, too much turn. And we're right about there. Parking brake comes on. We're gonna go upstairs. We have our APU already on, but we have ground power, so we don't need that. The first thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna call on to our jetway for the passengers to get off. Baggage and catering goes here. So what should we do first? Let's turn off our radar system. PWS goes off. Everything looks normal here. Ignition goes off, and our engine 2 goes off, and then engine 1 off. And there you go. This was our flight. Thank you for watching this video, and I hope I was able to help you guys learn at least something. And tune in for my next streams. Have a great night or day wherever you are. And this is ZuluAlpha907 at Dhaka International Airport.